How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Wilmington, Delaware, and another Monkey Hill time trial. This is the third time that I've done this race, and I won't really go through the course or anything like that. I did that in the other videos. I'll link them below. You can watch the previous couple of videos. I think I do a pretty good job of going through the course and all that, but I want to do something a little bit different for this one since I have some historical data. So yeah, did some dashware figuring and have a little mini map, just like Mario Kart style, where I will race myself. So we'll see how all that plays out. Let's go ahead and get started. So off the line is always kind of exciting in this race because I don't do a whole lot of time trials. I don't do any time trials besides this one. So to like jump off the line, have somebody hold you is always sort of exciting. But on the right, you will see the map of the course with the profile and everything and the distance remaining. The map has 3 dots on it instead of just 1. Red is this year, 2026. Blue is last year, 2025, and green is 2 years ago, 2024, which was my first ever time doing this. So you can see where I kind of lose time and gain time and things like that. And I'll talk about my numbers in a bit, but you see I do a pretty good job going down here this year. Kind of overcooked a corner last year, had to slow down, so I kind of overtake myself. And then into this first section of cobbles, which is the downhill, and it really is terrible going downhill on cobbles. Like, it just feels like the bike is going to completely explode. Like, I don't even want to put power down because it just feels wrong. But as soon as you get onto the smooth pavement, I think you realize like how nice your bike regularly feels, which is sort of exciting. But you can see this year and last year we are already putting distance on my first time, so 2 years ago. That will actually change in a bit here, which is interesting. So we make that right-hand turn and start the first climb, and this is maybe a little over a minute or so effort on this first climb, and you can see my 2024 self is falling behind, but I kind of quickly make up the ground. And if you watched that video, during the video I say that I kind of overcook it on this climb, and you can see that happening here because you see the time on that. I don't know what it was. I should go back and look at the Strava segment, but you see the time. I'm basically catching myself. Catching my future selves on this climb. So I do a really good effort, but I was like done afterwards, and you'll see that in a second. But it really is kind of a fun event. I mean, it's like 7-ish minutes, and there are tons of people, especially this year because the weather was good. It's just kind of a cool Friday evening before the Grand Prix on Saturday, and not a lot of the city, but there are a bunch of people that come out and support, and cowbells, and they're all yelling and all that. So it's exciting. You see some people on the sides, even over here on the back stretch of the course, cheering everybody on, which is super exciting. Okay, back to the mini map. You see, my selves are pretty closely tied together at the moment. But this year I tried to take an extra care to be more aerodynamic. So try to get as low as possible, work on that aero position, and I think it pays off. So I am distancing my 2024 self, and that'll probably be the last time that I mention him, because he gets left behind pretty quick through here. But I am also this year more familiar, I guess, with that little, call it chicane, but it's like just 2 turns really. It's not really tight enough to be a chicane, but I've had more experience going through there, so I did take it a bit faster and put a little bit of extra space between myself and my 2025 self. So you can see, I'm a little bit ahead, which is kind of exciting. And then, through this stretch, it's like sort of relatively flat through here. I was a little bit bummed this year because I didn't have anybody starting in front of me. So the riders go off every 30 seconds, and there was nobody starting in front of me. So there was a minute gap between me and the person in front of me, which is, kind of a bummer, because it is sort of nice to have somebody to chase that you think you can catch. I mean, starting a minute behind somebody, it's not realistic that you're gonna catch somebody. But you will see a bit later, there was somebody that starts behind me, and he was super fast. So shout out to Timmy from Kelly Benefits. He had a really, really good race, and you'll see him in a bit. But as we get down to this bottom section of the course, there's a giant pothole right there that I just barely miss. I did not see that. I did not pre-ride the course before this. I probably should have done that, but I did not see that coming through, and kind of freaked me out a little bit. And I'm doing okay. I am getting pretty tired though, so I am a little worried that I'm not going to have enough left for the last hill, the last climb, which is Monkey Hill. So I do try to save a little energy on this stretch here, and you'll see it in the mini map because my 2025 self does catch up to my present day self, and I think actually even pulls ahead a little bit down this back stretch, but we're very close. If he was riding next to me, we would be right next to each other. But I was slightly worried because I was pretty gassed at this point. See, my heart rate's not terrible. 172. My max is 186-ish, I think. So it's not terrible. But the other thing about that section of the course is that there aren't really any crowds or spectators or anything. So it is harder to stay to keep your adrenaline up. And then probably the most difficult technically section of this course is right through here. So you're kind of going downhill, and you have a really sharp bend to the right to get on to Monkey Hill, but it ramps up real quick. So I'm never exactly sure how to take that shift. And you'll see right about here, there's a rider in front of me, and then you'll see Timmy zip by on the left. And as bummed as I was, I'm actually kind of excited about this because he gives me somebody to chase up Monkey Hill. So I, have kind of a carrot in front of me, and I can at least try my best to stay on his wheel, which is not quite happening. But you'll see another rider here. I don't know what happened. Apparently there was some sort of incident and a crash or something at the bottom of that hill, and a couple of riders got caught up in that. I just know that I'm just desperately trying to stay with Timmy up here, so and I think anyway, a fairly good job of that. So make it up. I put a little distance between myself and my 2025 self. I end up just about a second faster this year than last year official time. I think my segments got a couple seconds, but it's okay. I mean, a little disappointed that I didn't improve on my time a little bit more than that. Average power wise, I actually do quite a bit more than last year. It's about 9 watts more, and then even more normalized. So a little bit bummed that I wasn't able to put some more time in from last year's time, but that's okay. It was fun. And then the next day we did the Grand Prix, so that video will be out soon as well. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.